Namaste. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome. I'm on a very unusual time today, and I'm here to do live readings because I was not able to be on this morning. So I want to welcome you to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and I'm an intuitive reader and healer, and I'm here once a week, usually Tuesday mornings, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, doing live readings. And today I'm here to answer your questions. And each week I have a theme and try to create questions that are relative to what is going on in the universe. And I want to talk a little bit about what I wrote in the description box below, and then do a reading for the collective. And I know a lot of us are still sitting in the waning energy. The moon is disseminating right now, and we're sitting in the, I want to say, the experience of the Aries full moon. I felt like because it was just so very close to the earth, it had a lot of power. And I think that with the full moon in the egoic, very personal sign of Aries, it really gave us some food for thought. And because that really contrasts with where we are in Libra season, where we're looking at relationships and we're looking outside ourselves, I feel like this moon, I don't know, like I have a furrow in my eyebrow right now. Like that's it. My particular insight into the full moon was one of it was not entirely clear. Let's just say that. So I want to talk a little bit more about Libra season. And if you were following along the last few weeks, I've been doing readings about balance and talking about how we can work with the energy of Libra. And I'm just going to go to the description box below and you can read along with me. Hey there, Kristen Louise, and just give this a little bit of thought. The balance and harmony that Libra demands may bring unexpected discomfort with friendships, partnerships, or colleagues. So in Libra season, our relationships tend to come to the forefront. And there may very well be a sense of discomfort in the relationships, right? Spirit's always pushing us into places we don't want to go. Is it possible to stay true to yourself without hurting others? Is it really in your highest to put energy into relationships with those you no longer have things in common? And are you brave enough to let go? So if you are interested, I'm going to do a reading for the collective because I think this gives an interesting start to the session. And I was just really thinking of the expression when push comes to shove. And, the truth is when we are on a spiritual journey, sometimes we need to end relationships. This can be with leaving friends behind, shift in partners, change of jobs, because all of a sudden it becomes a lot clearer about how we want to live our life and how we want to live with integrity. When push comes to shove, so 3 cards, left, right, and center. 1, I called it keep. What is still serving my journey? Okay, so that's your keep card. What is still serving my journey? Opposite is the release card. So remember, within Libra season, we're also looking to balance. And part of that balance is let go, keep and let go, keep and release, right? This is part of the energy of balance, okay? what needs to go. And then in the center, we need to remember that in these difficult situations, we absolutely must take care of ourselves. You are the most important person in your life, and you need to take good care on your path, on your journey. So the central card is self-care, nurture. What part of myself could use some attention during this time? Okay. All right, let me go to the chat and just catch up with you lovely people. So Kristen and Aisha and Leanda, lovely to see you here. Michelle Lynn, good evening to you. And Chaylee. Okay. So I am well. My voice seems to be going, but I'm definitely well. Now it's interesting. For some reason, I was thinking about the Future Ancestors Tarot this morning and how it kind of fit into all of this. But right now I'm actually drawing a blank. So there's two decks I want to work with tonight. One is the Future Ancestors Tarot, and one is the Le Tarot au Remords Étrange, Tarot of the Strange Branches. I also was thinking that if you have a deck, if you're going to do this spread for yourself, I really want to embrace the energy of the Queen of Swords, who is our court card significator for the second decan of Libra. And I think she is a great marker for this as well, too. You know, an energy to live up to and an energy to embody. And our minor court card is Three of Swords, which can be a very difficult energy to work with. But I think there is, you know, with everything that I've already said, there's a bit of truth here, right? It's not easy. And when we see those three thoughts come together, those three aspects of those three words, the three aspects of your voice, you know, there is an authenticity to the Three of Swords. So our significators are Justice, Three of Swords, and Queen of Swords. Okay. All right. This is a reading for the collective on the 11th day of October 2022, tapping into yet another theme of balance, which is catch and release, keep and let go, deepening our understanding with how we can all grow and be in the flow of this particular Libra season. The moon is disseminating. We are still in the energy of the Aries full moon. The moon has moved into Taurus, yet it feels to me like its effect is still lingering a little bit. Okay. So I will do my best to read this as a collective energy. And I find it, so this is your keep card. It's the High Priestess, which is really beautiful. Let me zoom in so you can see her. There's a real honoring here. And she's out in the energy of the moon. So this is a keep card. I want to say this is a keep, a trust. This is, you know, this is your trust, your inner wisdom card. This is keep up with your spiritual practices. This is keep. This is also, you know, I'm sure this is the side, right? I hope I did this right according to what I put below. Yes, left is keep. Isn't this interesting? So left is also receive, left is feminine, and then we get this strong feminine archetype here. So definitely want to nourish and fill your cup. This is also a beautiful fill your cup kind of card, right? So this is definitely going to speak to the card that's in the center. This is the energy of letting go. And I am just going to have to refresh my memory with the court cards here. So this is in the Suit of Swords. And I have a feeling this is the equivalent of the Queen. I'm just going to put the central card here. And I'm just going to quickly refresh my... So in this deck, we have listener, student, I should have done this before I came on live, sorry. Explorer, listener, student, explorer, and maker. That is very interesting. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. So this is our significator for Libra season, asking us to let go and to release some aspect of this particular card. The quality of listening is a hugely important quality to communication. But I have a feeling there's an aspect of the Queen of Swords. There's a rigidity as well to her nature, a protective sense. So we're being asked to let go of an aspect of the Queen of Swords. And individually, you might know what that is. So the quality of listening. So let's just talk this through. The queens are the listeners. Listening is a receptive quality. All of the queens are associated with water. So while she does have a softness to her, she is probably the least emotional queen, right? So we're being asked to release Michelle used the word boundaries, or the hardness. Or Aisha said, let go of the boundaries. The strictness. Perhaps there's a disciplinarian quality to this as well, too. Very different kind of frequency with the Listener of Needles and the High Priestess. Yeah. I love how stubborn this Queen of Swords seems. It adds something. It's kind of like she's the one who embraces the listening the least. And then Aisha says the defensiveness that brought about the boundaries in the first place. So sometimes we need to ask ourselves, how did we get here? How did we get here? This is keep, this is release. And this is your card of nurturing, death. So this takes us into Scorpio season. But what I'm sensing with this particular card showing up here is in order. Everything I was saying at the beginning, I really feel that something is pushing us. Something is pushing you. And in your heart of hearts, what has to give. You can't go on if you won't let something die. And we fear, it's so true. We fear death. We do. Hi, Panchan. Of course, you can ask a question. Go ahead and put your question into the chat. I'm just winding up this reading for the collective. And so what I'm feeling here is that Spirit is asking us collectively. And I'm going to apply this, as I'm going to use the example, just the spiritual seeker kind of example, because the Queen of the High Priestess really speaks to that. And so we must let go of the friends, the acquaintances that don't support the spiritual journey. And you can, replace the word spiritual journey with whatever's working for you. You can be trusting your inner wisdom and have a different topic in mind. And there's a sense of bravery that is absolutely required with that, a sense of vulnerability and nakedness to make that fresh start. Okay. And letting go of the edginess. It's okay to be a little soft and vulnerable. Okay. Aisha offers, open to the wisdom that is telling you to let go. All right. Let's go to Panchan and work with her question. What do my ancestors want me to know right now? Okay. So, Panchan, I don't know if you heard my initial reflections, but I think it might be really good to bring your ancestors into this particular wisdom of keep and release and nourish, because these are all things that are very much in alignment with the present energy. As Panchan connects with her ancestors, let's all hold light and love and support for Panchan. And I really find, light a candle. Let's light a candle. Usually I do that before I come on. I still have this red candle here for the goddess. I've started rolling candles for winter. Oh my goodness, the price of beeswax has gone up. Okay. All right, I have marked yours. Okay, so this is for Panchan. One, the Emperor. So this is your keep card, Panchan. Release is 6 of Cups. I feel like these messages tonight are going to be pretty easy to interpret. Pretty easy to interpret. Okay, so your ancestors want you to know and to embrace your leadership qualities, your ability to rise above, to be strong, to organize, to guide, perhaps to take on a role that you question your ability in. Your ancestors want you to accept the promotion. They want you to stand tall in your power. And they want you to let go of any expectations or presumptions that family or, I'm thinking of the nesting bowl energy and the lily white tarot, the Six of Cups. It's all right to do things differently. It is completely all right to do things differently. While there is peace and beauty and harmony and memories and looking back and the nostalgia, that doesn't have to define who you are. This is really interesting. This is the Ten of Candles. So this is the Nourish card. And there's two things, Panchan, that are coming up here for me. Before I get to the burnt out kind of energy. When I see 10 of Candles, 10 of Fire, 10 of Dharma, I'm thinking that the reason this card is showing up here is because you have come to a point of completion of a particular career path. And it might not be exactly career path, Panchan, but something has reached its limit. Something has reached its completion. And like I said, if it was a promotion or something, it's like your ancestors want you to rise above. When I see a completion card here in the center, I want to celebrate every step along the way and honor all that you have done. You deserve this completion. You deserve the celebration of the 10 of Candles. It's a time of honor. It's a time of change. And times of change can be tumultuous. And so, especially with the fire suit here showing up, you want to be very mindful of nourishing your physical body, your mental body. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Panchan. And, always to each and every one of you, I honor your vulnerability in stepping forward and, having a reading. It's not an easy thing to do in a public forum. Okay. Let's go to Michelle Lynn. Holding space and love and light for Michelle Lynn. Oh, also, Michelle Lynn was the winner. Michelle, I have not sent your tarot deck yet. Sorry, I had a very busy weekend. I will get to that as soon as I can. Michelle Lynn was the winner on Friday of the tarot trivia on my channel. And her prize is a sealed copy of the Marshmallow Marseille. And I am giving away 3 other prizes as well too. And if you have not entered into the draw, all you need to do is comment on Friday's broadcast below which prize you would like to receive. And I'll tell you what those 3 prizes are. One is a 30-minute session with me. It can be a reading, a coaching session. It can be a tarot tutorial, whatever you like. And of course, if you want to pay more, you can add on. And I have a sealed copy of the Chemonet Tarot. And also, this is also sealed, Oracle of Echoes. So yeah, so there's 3 prizes that I will be drawing for this week, Friday. And you still have time to get your name into the draw by writing a comment below last Friday's video. Okay. On the 11th day of October, 2022. And isn't that interesting that we're reading on 11, right? The 1-1 number. Let us support Michelle in her journey, honoring what is still very much a part of her journey in the keep position, what is absolutely necessary to let go of, and how she might work through the transition. So keep is listener of cups. That's very much like the High Priestess energy that we just received for the collective reading. We have another needle in the release. It's the Ace. I want to go very simple with this, Michelle Lynn. I want to say a single thought. There is a single thought that may have been going around and around on the hamster wheel. And it is time to release a single thought. And I don't know if that makes sense to you. Okay. I quite like the vulnerability of this Four of Cups card. Fours are safe space. And you know what I'm feeling here? Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. I'm feeling that this is you in your sacred space, feeling alone and naked, vulnerable, tapping into spirit, and really honoring that place, the sacredness of the place. There's something very special here, Michelle Lynn, about water and water. You're keeping water, you're nourishing in the water. So there is a intuitive, perhaps emotional process. And also with the Ace here in the release position, I'm receiving the information that it is simpler than you realize. And when I say that, I can feel my heart start to flutter. It's simpler than you realize. And I would suggest that simple thought, that single phrase, that one word, that one idea, I want to ask you how you're going to release it, because I feel that is important. And I don't have a clear vision of how you are to release it. But here's an idea, and I'm thinking about the water, and I'm thinking about putting it in the ocean. And so what if you were to get a rock, perhaps a rock that you got at the water. I know you're somewhere in the middle of the US, right? So you're not at the ocean. So you go and you get a rock, you go near a river or a lake, and you write your message on the rock. You paint it on the rock, or you etch it in the rock, or you can even write it in pencil on the rock. And then you take the rock, you sit in sacred space, you honor the sacred space, and then you release that single thought into the water. Keep the Listener of Cups, keep the Queen of Cups, honor the sacred space, and let go of one thought. Hello, Tamia. Welcome. All right. This is a reading for Aisha on the 11th day. One day of 2022, October 11th, 2022 for Aisha. Aisha would also like to know what her ancestors want her to know with the same spread. Okay. Let us all support Aisha in this inquiry. May this message from her ancestors come through clearly. Ooh. I just got a whoosh, another whoosh through the heart. There's a Sometimes the empathic feelings are really quite extraordinary. And I want to also encourage you all to honor the empathic that moves through you. Never doubt it. Never doubt it. All right, Aisha, keep. Aisha, keep. Aisha, keep the Listener of Cups. Aisha, release the Eight of Cups. Your ancestors acknowledge the deeply sensitive, empathic, intuitive that you are, that this gift that you have it has a weight. It has a weight to it, and it has a level of Aisha, there is a strong mother figure. And with the amount of energy that's in my chest, can I be very specific and say there is a large-breasted woman, a large-breasted ancestor? You know, that feeling of being comforted in the arms of, that's what I'm feeling right now. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but what I want to say here is that and isn't this interesting that this card comes up here? And who had the Six of Cups here? There is a wanting to look back. You know, it's natural to want to look back. But the truth is that your journey lies ahead. And each of the few readings that done so far tonight are very, very close to the same message. While Michelle Lynn's felt like a very specific thought that was running on her hamster wheel. To me, your emotional investment, you are fully aware that, and think about the 8 as well too, as tapping in to your inner strength so that you can move on your journey to the next level. And you can move, you can continue the flow. The 8 wants you to flow. It wants you to continue to move forward. You've made your decision. You know exactly where it is that you are ready to go. And the other aspect of that ancestor that is here feels very like you are held. They want you to know you are held. You are deeply supported. All right. And then we have a card of balance in the center. We have a 2 in the center. For me, this card is deeply, deeply connected to this particular card. And while her hands are covering, or their hands are covering their eyes, the internal gaze, the internal vision, the process of closing off the external is so very, very important. And Michelle had the 4 of water, right? So that whole sacred space thing. This, I'm sorry if it's somebody else's reading, but this feels like honoring the duality of your inner vision is as important as your external vision. And I don't know if you have doubted one or the other, but know that they are both equally important, and that it would be worthwhile drawing, painting, journaling how the internal vision is in contrast with the external vision, because you may need to see it in different ways from a different perspective. I just want to repeat, it is completely natural to look back. And you know what's different in this card? You know what's different is she's taking 1 cup with her. And I kind of like that. That really appeals to me. You know what, that appeals to me because the experience that is this, the experience that is this is a part of who you are. And it's okay to take a part of it with you, but you can't stay. You can't stay, right? You have to be willing to let the energy shift and flow. All right. I'm just scrolling through the chat here. I love these synchronicities. Beautiful. Okay. That's great. I'm glad there was I'm glad you felt those connections. Okay. You know, I don't like to use the word simple um, with artwork because there's always lots of layers, regardless of how complex a particular painting or a piece of artwork is. But there's something really beautiful in the simplicity of this deck. And I feel like these messages tonight are really powerful, really powerful. And exactly like spot on matching the energy of what I'm feeling and interpreting as is important right now. All right, I do have time for a couple more readings. If anybody is up for one, just let me know. And let us all in our hearts honor the keep position, not as something that is clingy, but a part of our journey that still is in process. Right? So, the keep position, it is exactly that. It's an honoring of what is still in work. And then the release, while we never completely let go of any experience, there's a freedom that comes with it. Because don't ultimately we all want to be free? And these two, this is just a natural part of balance. Is that weighing of, what do we keep? What do we let go of? All right. So let's turn to Tammy Ann. Let's all hold space for Tammy Ann as we inquire, connect with her spirits, guides, her ancestors, her higher self. What aspect of Tammy Ann's journey shall she keep? So what's still in work that needs a little more time, or an important quality that is hers to keep, hers to own? And that very first reading today with that Emperor card there, that's what I'm feeling. It's like, this is your sacred right. This is like a sacred contract. Thanks, Aisha. It's like a sacred contract. And then what is Tammy Ann ready to release? And how might she nourish this process? Wow, we're getting I think all of the cards in this position have been watery. So here you are, Neptunian energy. I want to, okay. This is an important dichotomy right now. An important dichotomy. There is something going on planetarily with the relationship, with a square between Mars and Neptune. And if you are curious about this, this square, it's going to be going on for like 6-8 weeks. And anyway, I just think it's uncanny that we have this Neptune card showing up here, that we've also had a lot of other watery cards showing up today. So you want You want to own this pause. Okay. And Jennifer, yes, I will do a reading for you too. Okay. So this is your keep. This is your release. So we're having repeating cards, and this is your nourish. Okay. Your sister had the ace here. This is really bizarre, don't you think, that Michelle Lynn had the ace of needles and you have the two of needles? And I said to Michelle Lynn, release one thought. What if I said to you, release two thoughts? Let go of two ideas. Let go of two words. You know, there's also some, okay, there's a bunch of stuff here. So we have, this is a 2. We have the 2. There's a stillness here. There's a calm. There's a peace. And I feel like there, in this particular 2, there's a wrestling of energy. There's a wrestling of ideas and thoughts. And so what you're being asked to keep is that inner stillness, not, and I could almost see you like with a piece of paper writing all the pros and all the cons and overthinking. I wrote down something today in my notes, and I want to share it with you. This feels important. Oh, I hope I can find it. Oh, it was good. And it has to do with unconscious comparison. In some way, are you diminishing yourself by unconsciously comparing yourself to another? More water. Wow. Innocence. 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 I feel as if she is giving herself permission. I don't know what book she's reading, but she's giving herself permission to feel. Maybe she's reading a book of poetry, or she's reading a novel that she's never given herself permission to have the luxury to read that before. And this is a bizarre association, but it's like the gift of what she learns by giving herself this gift helps with the clarity to move through this process. You know, I almost feel like she's She's reading, I could see her reading Jane Austen or one of those epic romantic novels from Victorian times or something. Bizarre. But that's what I feel like. So I have to go with my feelings. Honor the space, honor the pause. Let go of two thoughts. And if my own personal reflections about unconscious comparison, and this is also part of Libra season, is we're looking at ourselves in terms of other people. And it's like this card is asking you to go back to something more simple. Okay. All right. Thanks, Tammy Ann. All right, so this will be the last reading for tonight. And this is a reading for Jennifer. On the 11th day of October, 2022. Jennifer is feeling very untethered. Well, Jennifer, know that you are in a great group of people. That's beautiful, Michelle. Or Tammy Ann. Tammy Ann said Pride and Prejudice. Okay. What to focus on to become more grounded and settled. What to focus on to become more grounded and settled. Okay, so I will not do this particular spread. However, let's build it in, because there's a reason why this is here today. So what you keep will help you stay more grounded. What you release will create a sense of freedom. Okay, so we're looking at the first arcanum here. The Alchemist. The hands are really important here. Wow. Okay, how are we going to do this? These feel highly, highly connected. So we have Temperance and the Alchemist on opposing sides. I feel like I talked about this a lot last week, and this is a really important theme. I mean, like, this is the Libra theme. Today is October 11th, right? 11, 1, 1. And this feels, okay. What is the nourishment? 5 of Cups. And you said you've been feeling very untethered. Okay. And 5 of Cups is very untethered energy, right? Okay, I know what the message is. Okay. There's a level of creativity to both of these cards. There is a level of being active and participating in your temperance, participating in your balance, participating in your wellness. Both of these cards are asking you to do something, not just to sit back and to wait. And I see you just started painting again. Lots of paint on my hands. Oh, that's funny. Love that synchronicity. So, Jennifer, there is a sense of it's up to you to choose an aspect of your life to participate in more fully, to claim your grounding, to claim your balance. Now, Jennifer, this is also really uncanny because the Magician card is the relationship of as above, so below. And we want to focus on the grounding, the energy that makes you feel like you are here and you are present. And when you are painting, if you are connecting to, like, honor the physicality of the exercise, the smell, the tools themselves. Take time, take pride in cleaning the tools, selecting the tools, and not just the paintbrushes, but the I don't know what kind of painting you're doing, but you know what I mean? Like there's a real honoring of the process that feels important here. And it's the process that will help you to feel grounded and safe. And when I said, oh, I know what this is perfection. What you're being asked to let go of is that it must be perfect. And if you were painting a room, maybe the painter's tape, the masking tape, maybe you left it on a little bit too long, or you didn't, like it doesn't have to be perfect. What if the hue of color you chose was a little bit too light or a little bit too dark? I feel like temperance is easier than you think it is. And this is the same message I was picking up for somebody else. It's not so difficult to find balance. And there's something really concrete, there's something really physical about painting. I feel really sometimes we just have to do. We have to act. We have to participate. I want you to really lean into this feeling of untetheredness. What is the lesson of my untetheredness? Where do you feel the untetheredness in your body? And before you I wish I could have a conversation with you. What I'm saying here is that I feel as if you're not quite ready to release. That part of this process is being in the emotion and understanding the sensation of untetheredness more fully. Perhaps you are not as untethered as you feel you are. Perhaps this untetheredness is here for a reason. It's shaking something up for you. It's showing you something. I think it's a great word to focus on. If you think about being untethered, it means that if you think about a boat, what happens when a boat it wasn't knotted up properly, and it goes away. I'm wondering if that boat wanted its freedom. It subconsciously wanted to be untethered. I think I'm on to something here. Why do you want to float away? There's something here. Like you're being asked to be in this, to be in it more fully. And so I want you to honor this experience. Don't run away from the experience, okay? All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your vulnerability and your sharing and support of one another this evening. It's been lovely. I've really enjoyed a few readings with this deck tonight, and I'm so glad that I pulled it out. Yeah. So have a lovely, restful sleep, and if you are on the other side of the world and starting your day, have a beautiful day. And I might see some of you tomorrow for Herb Crafters deep dive. That is still going on, and I know I'm way behind in posting thumbnails, but tomorrow we'll carry on with Herb Crafters. And depending on if I can get caught up or not, I might start looking at the Ali Man Tarot in my deck reviews. So that's the plan. Yeah. And I'm going to pull a card for our Facebook group for tomorrow night. If you're not part of that group, the link, I believe, is in the description box below. And every Wednesday night, we have reflections in the Facebook group. And this is the Red Seeds Oracle 2, and this is the inspiration for tomorrow night's chat. I don't usually do this live. And I usually do it on Monday, but that's just the nature of holiday weekends. Okay. So this is the card that will inspire tomorrow night's chat. And it's right here. It's right here at my fourth finger. It's Thea. Okay. It's Thea. I am blinded. The gift is self-belief, and the challenge is diminishment. Thea is the Greek goddess of light. She stands under a street light, which is a metaphor for a form of insidious emotional abuse called gaslighting. In a relationship, we can become blind to the projections and subtle put-downs directed at us by someone who is using this technique of lies, blame, and disempowerment. All right, this is going to be very interesting. All right, so this is going to be our inspiration for our chat tomorrow night on Facebook. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Okay, take good care. Namaste.